Hi everybody, this is the Patriot Hood, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host on, and welcome back to the Patriot Hood. Hopefully you like this video. Of course, hit that subscribe button. I've been very pleased with the views on here. You don't see them, but I see them and they're pretty good. So I wanted to talk again about the former Vice President and turncoat, the modern day Benedict Arnold of our time, Mike Pence. Now he had a chance, 2021. Do the right thing, and he got some kind of weird card with a blue tie. He let everybody know that the fix was in, supposedly, with the 2020 election. But he's not too happy that Robert Kennedy Jr. is going to be heading HHS. I mentioned in the video previous, I'll put the link in the description to this video so you watch that video. My sort of belief, I know this is an opinion, that if they start digging into what was going on with the whole COVID lockdown and the vaccines and everything, that Mike Pence they're going to find nasty stuff about him. It's my opinion, but people have different kind of opinions, and I'm going to read you from the Gateway Pundit again. Who is paying this turncoat to spout off? Mike Pence urges Senate to reject RFK Jr. as HHS Secretary in a bid to protect Big Pharma. On Friday, turncoat Mike Pence was spouting off to the media. The former vice president and Trump basher implored President Trump not to pardon the J6 prisoners who were set up by their government and then targeted and dragged through the dirt based on a mountain of lies perpetrated on the American public by the fake news and Democrat Party. Mike Pence is not sharp enough to see this. Or maybe he is, he's just going along. It is completely clear at this point that the J6 riots would never have occurred if Nancy Pelosi, the chief insurrectionist, had called in the National Guard to protect the U.S. Capitol that day, as President Trump requested. Now, there is a belief and a rumor that General Milley, who was in charge, that he turned down the request from his commander-in-chief, President Trump, to send troops in. And he is very concerned right now, and he's let people know that he's very concerned that Trump's going to reinstate him, call him back to court-martial him. So there is a lot of fear going on in Washington that things are going to get set right. Pelosi and her cohort, General Mark Milley, have never been held to account for their actions that led to the raid on the U.S. Capitol. Since that day, over 1,200 Americans have been arrested in the ongoing persecution of conservative Americans. Most of the crimes involve standing inside a restricted zone that was not marked off. Most of the violent crimes were completely exaggerated, and several police officers were exonerated for killing and maiming unsuspected Trump supporters who were fired on gas that afternoon without warning. Now, Mike Pence is spouting off and urging the U.S. Senate to reject Robert Kennedy Jr. as Health and Human Services Secretary. The question is, it makes you wonder who's paying this coward. I don't think it's anything like that, unless he has stock in pharmaceuticals. Now, he put out this letter, this very sanctimonious letter. It's funny. No one ever paid any attention to Robert Kennedy Jr.'s run for president until he decided to support President Trump. That's when all this dirty laundry started coming out. He's had an affair. Now this sanctimonious Pence, who no one should take seriously, attacked his stance on abortion. To me, abortion is a minor thing, and it's a minor thing for a lot of people right now. Okay, and it is just beyond the pale that this has been going on. This letter, but the point is probably just more than just money. It's probably a lot of things has to do with Dr. Fauci. What was said behind closed doors that were not said in front of President Trump, or things that weren't said in front of President Trump, things that were confirmed that they were going to do certain things. It was Pence who led the lockdown. It was Pence who's pushing for a lot of stuff. He was in charge of that lockdown. And he does not want Robert F. Kennedy Jr. sniffing around, because he is like a bulldog. He's not going to let up on us. He's not going to let up on any of this. He's going to keep hammering this guy and finding who's going. He's just going to go where the truth takes him and where the money leads. Dr. Fauci is in a lot of trouble. I think we all know that at this point. If you're not aware of that, they're going to investigate him, and they've already begun investigating along with Elon Musk. Because they're going to want to find out where the money's going, what happened to the money. Just follow the money. Isn't that what they said about Watergate? Follow the money? Isn't that the nonsense they said back then? And Bill Gates is in a lot of trouble. And like I said, the whole thing with Pence was he was in charge. President Trump put him in charge of the lockdown. This was the guy who was doing the lectures every day, telling us put the masks on, all this monkey crap, and everything after that. He was the one that pushed hard for it. He was the one that was in charge of it. So what was his role in this as well? He's probably covering his own ass more than anything else. More than anybody else, he's probably covering for himself. There's always self-preservation when it comes to these politicians. And he does not want a guy like R. Kennedy Jr., who's been fighting these people for the last 25 years, up his ass on his case. You know, I was not really enamored with Trump selecting Pence all those years ago. I thought he was not a good pick. I kind of knew him from Washington. If you follow Washington, he was a guy that was very close to Paul Ryan. We know Paul Ryan is a very toxic individual. He's a warmonger. Pence is a warmonger, but he had to bite his tongue because he couldn't push Trump to war. He wasn't going to fall for it. Trump wasn't going to fall for that. But I was never enamored with Pence. He was a Washington guy. I'm very nervous about some of these Washington people, quite frankly. And we all should be too. We should be very nervous about Marco Rubio, who might be one of the guys I'm not too enamored with, to be honest with you. To be, being Secretary of State. We want a guy that wants peace and basically carries the message to the president and what the people want. And he will undermine him, like Pence undermined him. Who knows how he undermined him for 4 years? He might have been watching, him for 4 years. Trump probably didn't think much of it. Trump, going into office, he thought he could talk to these people and deal with these people honestly. Seems like an honest guy, from what I could tell. He's very straightforward. They're not. And I think he thought that if he can sort of schmooze them like he did with the people in real estate in New York, that he could probably reach them. You cannot reach these people. They're too corrupt. They have too many problems. Yeah, there's too many problems here. But thank you for watching this video. Let me know what you think about it. This is going to be something I will follow up on. I noticed the views on this Pence thing has been going up. So that's why I have to follow up on this. We got a lot of stuff coming up. So I have videos every day. So you need to subscribe. You'll get a little bit more, in my opinion. I'm an independent guy. I'm not associated with anybody. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later.